All right, so I'm right at the end of week number 3, and this isn't all of what I want to say, but it is something that's on my mind, enough so that it got me out of bed at like 5 a.m. So I did go to bed early last night, which I was so happy about. So I got into bed early, and that's the only reason why I'm okay with doing things this early. So if I can give you one of my best pieces of advice, and I mean this, like, I don't think that there's anything else that somebody can say to you in this industry that is more important than this. The only way that you're going to be successful with changing your body, whether it's to lose weight or gain muscle or change your body in any capacity, the only way that you're going to be successful is by doing it solely for yourself. Your reason for doing it cannot be for really any outside opinion from anyone. And that is so crucial to winning your journey, whatever that is. Because as somebody who has been, after high school, I was really lean leaving high school. I thought I was fat. After high school, being in college, not going to bars and clubs or doing anything like that, I had a very non-traditional start to like my college experience. So I wasn't even wearing jeans really. I was wearing shorts and like loungewear. It wasn't until I started going back to work or got invited to go out to a party that I had realized I'd gained weight. And I'd gained a pretty good amount. I didn't gain enough weight to be life altering, but I gained enough weight to not be able to fit in the jeans that I wanted to wear to go out. So of course that was uncomfortable. So that was the start of my health journey as an adult, right? So I picked up about what I would say is 20-30 pounds. And then with a friend that I knew from school, we started working out together, and I lost that weight pretty quickly. The name of the gym was Snap Fitness, and currently I am training out of the Snap Fitness in Chicago. So that's the thing that's kind of carrying me over through the pandemic right now, is being able to have access to that gym. So I think there's some type of poetic justice in the fact that it was essentially the first gym that I started my own journey in. So I lost a crap ton of weight there. And to this day, I actually, one of the exercises that I make clients do for your crunches, I can't remember the name that my friend gave them, so I just call them the Megan Crunches. And I even write it for programming as that. And I can't tell you what the name was. So that was the start of it. And then I lost a lot of weight, and I was pretty lean for a couple of years, of course. I don't think I realized it then as much as I do now. And I started a new job. I was working in a corporate environment, and it was funny because I was known coming in there as being really healthy, always bringing all of my lunches. That was when I worked for the electric company back in Michigan. So when I was there, I started being known very healthy. And what happened over time was, so anytime we would get like big storms, they would have us work a lot of overtime or offer it, and they would always feed us. So I would eat, and I've always been a very friendly person. So, you know, I mean, I know anyone that is anywhere near anything that I frequent, right? So if it's a restaurant, I know everybody that works there. If it's a grocery store, I know everyone that works there. Just, that's kind of always how I've been. So, you know, I mean, I would get extra food sometimes because I was really nice. And at that time, I used to do a lot of feeding the homeless. And so I would collect, if there was going to be food that was going to be thrown away, I would, wait it out to be able to take some of that food to the shelters. And so, of course, if I'm taking it, I'm gonna make myself a little bit. So I was eating that, and I was also feeding the homeless on the weekend. So I was eating, then. So I wasn't eating bad stuff, I was just eating. So I gained weight then. I can distinctly recall people that I worked with making, like little jokes like, hey man, you're eating a lot, you're gonna gain weight. And I'm like, yeah, like, of course I am. And even when I was heavy, I was always pretty outwardly comfortable with it. I never subjected myself to other people's opinions where I cared, unless I asked. So like, would I ask my friends like, oh, am I fat? Of course, we all do that. But I never really had any major insecurity about it. It would only present in the way of like don't touch my sides, right? But other than that, I never saw people in the gym and thought, oh man, look at him, I hate him, or felt any type of way. It was always motivation, it was always encouragement. I can remember the people that inspired me to want to lose weight or to be more active. And I used to think to myself, like, do you think that person stops what they're doing because they're like, do you think that they just stop it because they're tired? Like, no, they push through. Like, that's how they overcome. So I have never allowed the opinions of people around me, I have never allowed that to direct my path in this journey. As I said in my last video, if you want to click back and look through that, I am one of those people that can outbeat my exhaustion. So when I was working a full-time job and a part-time job and working out once or twice a day, 5 days a week, which as a trainer now I know is not the best way, I worked through it. And people would be like, holy crap, how are you working out so much? Like, I have a friend, Brandon, who used to tell me, like, man, you are in the gym a whole lot. My grandmother, she used to always like ask me like, you worked out again? I loved it. So even in that regard, I really never let those things slow me down. And I don't think that of course is the intent of people when they say those things, but ultimately some people get very insecure about being comfortable wherever they stand. So if somebody says, oh, you're doing that a lot, it does translate as maybe I should reel it in. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this that much, or else people wouldn't say anything. And I am like that in every other area of my life except for my body. I currently, okay, you'll see in my last video, my facial hair was a lot different. I was on the phone with my little sister and her roommate, her really, really good friend. And he's a beautician and he's really good. So I was listening to the both of them call me, I had a beard. I was listening to the both of them tell me that I looked like Survivor. So I was like, oh my God, all right, maybe I should cut it. Even though I was in love with my beard. And what that turned into was, okay, I'm not gonna get rid of the whole beard. I'm gonna be rebellious and I'm gonna keep the stash, right? So I'm just gonna have this mustache. And it looked all right when there was buzz. But then it started growing and I was like, oh, maybe I should cut it a little bit, but I don't have all of the guards that I need to get the right level I was looking for. And you know, I can't have my barber do it because they're making us wear masks, and you cannot take your mask off in the shop, which is good. Left to my own devices, I tried to cut it low here to make this stand out more, and then it was too big. And honestly, I just didn't have the chops to walk around with this big mustache with this super low, because again, a couple of clients, a couple of friends have made little jokes. Oh, the stash, the stash, the stash. And ultimately, one of my clients and friends, Jen, she said to me, like, you gotta cut that shit. And I was like, oh man. So, you know, those things were they were running through my head. And I couldn't take it anymore. I cut the mustache off. So this is what I'm left with. My body is the one thing that you cannot do that with. I'm very comfortable with it, and it's the only reason that I've been able to be so successful in this environment, because when I was working hard, there was nothing you could tell me, oh, you want me to come to the club? That's fine. It's 10 o'clock and I'm working out, and I'm going to work out right now, and I'm going to finish it, and then I'm going to take a shower, get dressed, and I'll come out, but I'm going to wait like 2 hours before I start drinking. So I'm going to start drinking at like 1, and I will get drunk with you. We'll have fun, but like, that's a part of my process. I have to take care of my body the way that I want to. And when that meant through the quarantine that I was chilling, not doing cardio, not walking because I wasn't going to and from client, like there was none of that. I wasn't riding the bike like I am now. The gym, I was very thankful to have access to, you know, because I was working out alone. I was going to the gym, lifting heavy weights, and I was sleeping, and I was working on core exercises online. Like, that was the extent of my physical activity. I didn't have a desire to do cardio or anything of that sort. So I gained a lot of muscle, which I'm very happy about, and I gained some fluff with it. And honestly, it was fun. Like, I enjoyed it because, one, you know, I was able to say to my clients, like, hello, this is normal. We were all experiencing something that we had not experienced. If I want to sit around and eat Molly's and just kind of relax, that's fine. I'm active just because I want to be healthy. So I worked out, I got my heart rate up. I was doing enough to get my body functional and healthy, but I didn't have to force myself to do things I didn't want to do. Also, I liked it because it gives me an opportunity to show people in real motion, hey, this is how quickly you can lose weight if you're willing to follow it. You know, I mean, I had even had people try to make little jokes like, oh, you're hitting on me, I'm not responding. Well, I don't respond because this is just my Instagram for mostly business, and I don't know you, and you have a private account. Oh, well, you're a personal trainer, but where's your six pack? And, you know, for me, I'm thinking, okay, I've lost a tremendous amount of weight in my lifetime. If I wanted to be any thinner, I know how. So giving myself the opportunity to just relax in the regards to not running or, trying to keep up with things I didn't want to do over the beginning part of the year, I was able to show people, well, now that I want to, here's the things that I'm focusing on, and look how that translates to weight loss. Because I do tell people, and sometimes I've even had people say, well, you're saying it a little cocky, but the truth of the matter is, to lose weight is not actually hard. You just don't know how, and that's okay, because we were not taught food properly, nor were you taught how to work out. Especially now, think about some of the structures that are going to be taken away from kids in regards to, there are some kids where their only food in the middle of the day is coming because they're at school. So I've seen that being raised by teachers, that's a real thing. People experience that. So we're just not taught how to lose weight. Once you know how, follow that. So I don't mean get a calculator or use MyFitnessPal to figure out how your calories should be, where they should be. Because technology is so advanced now, there are resources out there for you to figure out exactly the number of calories that you need to eat. But are you open to them? Because if you're in a gym and somebody suggests it, are you going to at least try it? Well, no. And then if I do tell you what your calories are you going to make an effort to follow it for more than a week or for more than 2 weeks? And to be honest with you, I find that a lot of times it's the you're not eating enough thing that is the hardest for people to overcome. And we are not taught oh no, you really seriously do need to eat breakfast, lunch, a snack, and dinner in order for you to function. The biggest thing is provide somebody the structure and then follow it. So I'm enjoying having an opportunity to, in real time, show people around me, hey, look, I gained 20 pounds over the quarantine, now watch me lose it. I have done a lot with my body in the years that I've been in and out of the gym, but this is the most hands-on in terms of showing somebody in real time. It's one thing for me to say I've lost over 100 pounds, and it's another thing for me to say, watch me go from 15 to 10% body fat in under the year. That's a lot. So I'm really excited about that. Biggest takeaway has to be that whatever you do with your body, do it because you want to, and really be in control of that thought. Be in control of your I want this because I want this, as opposed to somebody influenced me, or I'm feeling pressured, or this is just what I should do. Do it because you want to be healthy and because it's what you desire. That's how you're going to be successful, because to stick to something, whether it's more calories or less, whether it's lifting weights or running, if it's not in your nature, if it's not something that you just do, it's going to require effort. Our brains are built for efficiency. If that's not something that's going to be simplistic for me, I don't want to do it. And I don't care if it's something as simple as increasing my calories. It's just not natural. I don't want to do it. That's just how we are. So start, enjoy, and finish your journey because it is something that you want to do. That's as easy as I can put it for you.